which I think, like, one of the other big ones we did this week, the Money for Goods.
Oh yeah,
the animation, which is almost at 700 views in 1 week, which is gigantic for us. This is based on a true story. I saw on the way home a kid trying to pay for something with a leaf, and I thought it was adorable. And we kind of kicked that around for a couple weeks. That moment, and then you got it in your head you could animate this scene,
right?
And then one night again you did.
Well, because we were thinking of like, well, how do we tell that story? Do we put it into a bigger story?
Mm-hmm.
Do we
if I describe it to you, it's not as cute.
Yeah,
the seeing it is what's cute, and I didn't have my camera, so you can't see the live footage. But we have animation as a tool.
We've talked about the different ways you could tell a story, and one of them is this format here, and you could tell us that story, and it doesn't really have that impact. We could also go hire a kid and a vendor.
Oh yeah, we could stage.
And we could stage the whole thing,
that.
And it would be a beautiful shot, and we get out the gimbal, and we could get the soft glow of the afternoon sun and everything like that. But it's not worth all of that trouble because it's a cute story.
Yeah.
It deserves more than just like, hey, saw a funny thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't deserve enough of like a full production with like, let's get craft services out.
People. Yeah.
So animation was, after thinking about it for a while, like that's the way to go. And as simple as possible. It's only 30 seconds long. It took me longer to write the music than it was and there's no script either, so.
And that you abstracted the people into
people.
Hot dog shapes kind of takes it out of China and makes it more universal.
Yep.
Which is part of realizing, like, in a theoretical sense, that our audience isn't necessarily other people in China or China vloggers, but also practically we do know from who comments. We do have some people in China who comment, but a lot of our loudest supporters are not actually connected to the China vlog world at all. And that's actually, we fancy ourselves comedic writers. That's, we don't want to tell you how to live in China. We want to make you laugh about stuff that happened to us. And that stuff happened to have happened in China.
Yeah,
I think that's where
it could happen in New York City.
Yeah. So
I can't imagine that no kid ever has tried to pay for an ice cream or whatever.
Right. Well, and that's what makes it a cute, relatable story to anybody. Not just like we're not saying like, aren't Chinese children so dumb? Or like communism warps the brains of little kids to think that leaves are currency.
Right.
Or like. A moment with a child and a vendor that was cute that you could see anywhere, and we saw it here. But then that also means for marketing it, much like with Jason, we didn't call it traditional Chinese ear cleaning.
Yeah.
We're not putting China in the title so much anymore because we do want to get
trying to wean that out as best as possible.
A wider audience, and somehow China having the huge population that it doesn't mean it's a big audience.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're in English. Although we do have some Chinese people who watch us too. Hello.
Yeah.
Ni hao. Ni men hao.
Yeah. We people that are even from the town or know the town or have come from the town.
Yeah. We have some Luzhouites.
Yeah.
Luzhou Ren. So yeah, we don't want to limit an audience, but it turned out in our research that putting China at the forefront was actually limiting our audience.
Yeah. Well, because knowing that most of our audience, the people that watch China vlog, they're watching what's going on in Hong Kong, Singapore, Beijing. They're looking for, and that's where they want to move. Because I mean, wherever you're coming from, more than likely, I want to move to the big city. If I'm moving to a big country, that's completely different. I want some place that, I mean, if I was moving from here and I wanted to move to America, I'd want to move to New York City.
And also in English these days, when you say China, people expect a political conversation, and we are trying to be pretty apolitical about what the kinds of stories that we tell. It's all political is personal, but we're trying to tell small. And this is explicitly political, but we are trying to tell small stories that humanize people who may look differently from how you look. That was a tortured sentence.